Good evening, Chicago. I'm Ryan Wildstar, the editor of And What About the Bells, and beloved friend and dearest brother of Rozz Williams. I've actually done a lot of other things, but tonight we're here to celebrate Row. I would like to wish everyone there tonight many blessings for the Graveyard Garden Spring Ball, hosted by my old friend, sorry about the old part, but I'm right there with you, the Venerable William Faith. And last but not least, organized and presented by my dear friend Zach Shaw, who interviewed me for the introduction of this book and wrote the foreword. I wish I could be there with you all tonight, but I'm actually here in Athens, Greece, where we did the first book release party for the book 2 years ago, almost exactly on April 14th, 2023. It was a great occasion, and I know your evening in Chicago will be as well. So tonight, here in Athens, it's April 1st. The day that Rozz died, the day that I found him 27 years ago. And I'm pre-recording this reading of his work for you tonight, especially to mark his passing, to mark the passing of this incredible artist, musician, singer, composer, and poet. He's always with me, but most definitely on this day. When your host Zach Shaw and I first talked about an interview for the introduction to the book, I knew that I had to say goodbye to one of the greatest loves of my life. So we did the interview and I said, look, ask whatever you think people want to know about Rozz, about my relationship with him. And I tried to answer as best I could, not to tell the truth about him, but my truth about our time together. After all, in the words of Rozz himself, all truth is parallel, all truth is untrue. Anyway, one of the last questions Zach asked me in the book seemed like a perfect way to start tonight. He asked me, let's just say for the sake of argument that wherever Rozz might be right now, he can hear us talking. Let's say, is there anything you want to say to him? And I said, I love you, my brother. I'm glad you're not suffering anymore. I hope wherever you are, there's a garden of beautiful boys dancing about and fountains of wine. Mwah. I'll see you someday soon. Hopefully not too soon. So to start off the night, I would like to read 3 poems from the book that are particularly important to me. First of all, the title poem of the book, And What About the Bells? This one is really interesting, and I decided to name the book And What About the Bells for 2 reasons. One, because of Rozz's love of Athens and Greek mythology, and that the poem ended up being the song Electra Descending in Catastrophe Ballet, at least a part of it, the chorus. And also that the second part of it in the lyric is about Paris, and What About the Bells was actually nipples licking the clouds, was actually the bells of Paris ringing. And those are 2 cities that he loved very dearly, Athens and Paris, and those are 2 cities that I love very dearly. In fact, I've lived in most of the last 25 years. So I'm going to read to you, And What About the Bells? Like the moon, she's holding hands with age. Vanity cracked in her arms, China doll. Who can tell her the lies that she wants to hear? Who can carry on? Halfway there, she comes to steal my meaning. She comes to steal the bitter taste. Where on this floor we dream, and in these dreams we drown. The bed travels farther to set our hands free. Left on the edge, I slept a lot in Paris, then again on land. But now I sleep on ladders. I'm so afraid to fall. And what about the bells? The next poem I'd like to read you is called Hemispheric Energy. And this poem we wrote together, Rozz and I, when we were doing the Horse's Mouth, the album The Horse's Mouth. On the album, it was edited to become the song Raped. But this is actually the original poem that we wrote back and forth on a typewriter many years ago, and I actually ended up recording it on one of my albums, but this is the original poem, and it is now in the book. Hemispheric Energy. Hemispheric energy, channeling out from 1,000 different directions. The feeling cannot be held down long enough to rape. but when felt, it may burrow through your skeleton instantaneously, all at once making you aware of the whirlpool of atoms keeping the world in motion. This world, tossed into monstrous chaotic waves, obscured by its own shadow. No light in these dimensions of phosphorus brain fear. No clear vision of hope or redemption. Eyes torn away by savage mental battles. A war carried on in endless blindness and cruelty. Weaklings cannot survive on a wave of nothing for long without some help. The rest is gesture, congested feeling, and an unwillingness to resist temptation. A man of many faces, this father of temptation, all at once guided and yet guarded. There has been no attempt to conceal the outcome. It shall be swift and ruthless, the pain sharp and full circle. The world in which we suffer now shall seem a pleasant memory. Recall, smashed from cages of non-being, where the lone lives inside a creature. Fold and regather your feathers. A ruffled plume does nothing for the soul of crying winters. Die, disengage, dissolve into the recesses from whence you spewed, and wrestle the golden monkey of the dawn. And the last poem I'd like to read is called Velvet Touch. And I really found the entirety of the poem after Rozz died, when I was going through his poetry. And I found the poem and it said, Velvet Touch for Ryan. So it's quite personal, and I'll share it. Velvet Touch. In the shadow of sorrows, open thine eyes to me. I'm not begging, merely asking, dear brother, hello, it's me. I feel that we've been blinded. I feel that we've been sleeping. Dear brother, I lay weeping, torn from your velvet touch. In the shadow of sorrows, I cast a line to thee. Strong arm, can you take it? Take it to the place that we should be. Hello, it's me. Hello, it's me. In the shadow of sorrows, I shall greet thee. At the gate, I fear that I've misplaced the key, still hoping someday to be free. I ask in passing, oh, I'm merely asking, when can we share a velvet touch? At the passing of shadows, our love will flower, grown up around us, between us, believe me, as rough as hearts that bleed. In the shadows we are born, alone. Embrace this weathered tone. Dear brother, don't you know that it's just me? Open thine eyes and share a lasting touch. In the shadow of sorrows, I cast a line to thee. Strong arm, can you take it? Take it to the place that we should be. Hello, it's me. Hello, it's me. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of tonight's amazing tribute to the life and poetry of my beloved brother, Rozz Williams.